everybody. My name is Izan. The only deviation I had from professor's instructions is that I don't use a virtual machine. I just dual boot it with Ubuntu. But other than that, everything else follows. So here is my folder. If you first compile, right, GCC main.c, right? So now we do a.out. Cool. So I added, if you press exit or Control-C, since Control-C would work since it's a terminal program.
So you implement the exit?
Correct.
Okay.
And then also if you prepend your command, I think you set to append it to append the ampersand. If you prepend the ampersand to your command, then it will run the command in the background. I will just demo that at the end. So first, let's just test your, and my prompt is yes on shell. First, let's test the PS. So PS works correctly. We drew PS, and then option EF.
So how many arguments can you read from your shell program?
I did not.
Only one
test.
option?
No, you should be able to do as many as you need.
Okay.
But I
I
did
mean
not
the
test.
PS, like the LS, yeah, right there.
I guess and only
Okay.
one option.
Only one? Okay, it's okay.
Interesting.
And why don't you learn with the option, the PS minus EF, for example?
Minus EF. That works perfect.
Mhm.
Then ls obviously works. ls dash fl. Oh shoot, sorry. ls dash al. That works too.
Can you, why don't you type LS space, the dot asterisk C, dot C. No, asterisk dot C. Dot C.
Okay, so the regular expressions don't work either.
Okay.
Is there a way to easily implement that in this?
Yeah, I think so.
Something else
It's okay.
Instead of tokenizer.
Yes.
So
That's what I
Instead
want
of
to
tokenizer,
introduce.
giving an add.
Okay. Okay. I definitely-
Selection.
So selection gives you all these things. I was hoping to be able to implement, it would ignore the file name that runs this, but
So which system code did you use for
This,
selection?
I could not figure out how to use find. I ended up using a bunch of system calls that check if the file is, I used a scanner, and then if the
Scan?
file is, like if the
Access.
mode bit is set, and if it's set to a file, and if it's not a directory, then display it.
I think that basically you need to use the scan and scan something or add to list to find the current directory, and also to check the permission you need to use the access, the system code. What name can be various, but these basic two should be used in your implementation. Okay.
So if you execute one, let's say we want to do execute two, for example. So that's that. And then if we just type in, x, whatever, it's just, unknown or invalid command. I didn't try to parse to see if it was a command or a program or anything. And then to test the background program, I actually have ex3.sh. This one sleeps, it echoes, sleeps for 5 seconds, echoes again, sleeps for 5 seconds, echoes again. So we can actually test it right now in the background process once it finishes. So now I'm using it as a background process. ex3.sh. So now we could, for example, type in ls. We can do ps. And then the z should pop up any second now. And then we can do another ls, for example. And then the entire time, the background process is running the background, printing only what it needs to do.
Do you think what is the most important part to implement the shell program?
The most important part?
Yeah.
I think the most important part, I don't know. I mean, because all the parts are...
What was the most difficult part?
Oh my God. The
Why
most
you
difficult
are
part.
implementing this one? That is
Probably.
kind of the same question.
Probably the most difficult part was to figure out how to parse the arguments. And then
Yeah,
second-
that's true, because it's a language. So I didn't ask you to implement the lexical analysis, tokenizing, and so on. That is the main part of the compile. If you are taking the compiler course, so you need to do you need to understand the input, source code, and in this case, the input interpreter. So you need to implement the interpreter. So that is a lexical analysis, tokenizer, lexical analysis, and so on, abstraction. But that is actually the most difficult. You don't have to implement any creating whatever is just called the system code. The others. Okay. Very nice. Any question? If you do not complete your program, this is a good time to ask that you are struggling because this is perfect, even more than that. Any question? Which means all of you guys are finishing everything?
I have a
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
one
sure.
question.
What's up?
I asked them already, but this is for you too.
I'm not implementing this.
Okay.
Not general question for this program.
Yeah, for the exact lead file. I see what's okay. Alright, the exact lead file. How did you make the file executable? That's it.
How do you make it executable?
How you make the file executable? When I do it, not executable.
Well, what I did was I used a scanner. I filtered out all the non-executable and all the directories. So only the executable files are in. I threw them all into an array, and then I printed them out when I did the selection.
And you do EXEs.
And then I allow the user to enter a single digit. I parse it because it gets in as a string. That took a while too to figure out how to convert from a string to an integer. Convert that to an integer. Use that as then my pointer or my.
There's a
index
system
to
call.
that, right?
There's a system call to find the permission of each file. Okay, why don't you? That's your job to need only one student actually email me. That is just one day ago. So that is the most important part on your implementation to find the proper system call. Okay. Okay, very nice. Any other question? Next, the waveform. Okay. Then the Lua Singh. Okay, you are the after him. Okay.
Sorry.
So actually, the main part of this is a programming language. It's a program. Okay. So it's an interpreter. So which means
into the prompt, and then if input equals exit, and then exit the program, and then if input is selection, and do part 2. Otherwise, do part 1. This is the key point of part 1. First, I use fgas to get the user input from the standard input. And then I use this function to split the input, the user input into an array.
it's kind of a tokenizer in the Java
Yes.
programming or the other.
It will be used in here. And next, I use fork to create a new process. And last, I use this function to execute the command. This is the key point of part 2. There totally have 6 steps. First, I use the shell command.
I need
find,
to use this file for future.
cut, sort, and nl to get the list of executable file like this. And
You don't have to use a find. That is the alternative way. Okay. So you can use the system call, okay? That is actually main job. But if you successfully implemented that will be credit.
okay, and then I will
That's
write
much more difficult.
the list into a temp file, and here I read the temp file and show the result on the screen. And next step, accept the user's input. For example, he chooses 6. Next step, I use AWK command from the shell, and I got the sleep ID, the name of the acceptable file, and then I extract the command. That's it.
Also, this is not the general way, general solution. It's the alternative way. So he saved the output to the file, then try to read using the AWK. So I believe it may take longer time he implement, but it will be credit as long as it can be the display. But the much more simpler way is to utilize the system call. Okay. Stravani? And here? Yes. Vamsi? No. Byandrara? Okay. And Harini? Okay.
Okay. Now I will demonstrate the whole process. Okay. First, I will compile my file, GCC. I call it my demo, and project .c. Also, project Windows. Okay, now I will run it. My demo. First, I will clear the screen.
So you implement the clear? So clear is the existing one. Okay, yes, go ahead.
And first is PS. It shows the running process. Next is the process -EF. It shows all the running process in detail model. Next is LS.
So why don't you type the SI as the LS? Why don't you type LS
LS
space A.C
A.C
space B.C
B.C.
space. So A.C, B.C, C.C.
B.C.
So you can see when you implement such a thing in general case, I think they explained. So you can modify to understand the input in general, right? That's what I asked, okay?
And
Selection?
AL. Next is input selection. Show the file here, and I input 6. The result shown in the screen, which is complete. Okay. Now I input an error command. Example, the error message should this command not
There's
found.
a typo comment.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Come on. And then
Any additional feature on your share?
no,
Okay.
the last exit my program.
Question. It's the same question. I want to use the UBOS, the share, for my default share. How can I use? Any other? I'd like to use it's very nice, so I'd like to use for my default share instead of the batch share. So how can?
Probably you're gonna change the environment as
Environment. So which means the first you can put this one to the
the
shared executable the path, like the /bin or the /usr/bin, something like that. That should be on the general path of executable. Then in the user profile, you can add that /bin whatever the name is, the project 1. Then it can be executed whenever I log in. So that is a way of using the share on your operating system. Okay, very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Where are you? What should we do first? Yes. PS. PS and PSEF. PSEF. List. That's list of the home direction. List AL. List AL. And I also support the multiple operator like LS, AL, A. No, we need a clear. Yeah, we can do multiple operator because it's up to 20 operator I can put in to the command. And selection is the most difficult part absolutely in the project one. And I list the 5 files that can execute in.
Why don't you type the 0 here?
Yeah, oh, 0 is 8 out itself.
Yeah, it should work.
Yes,
Right? Yeah, it's another. You
Yeah,
can. It's the same thing in the any shell programming. You can actually execute the same shell with a shell fork another shell, fork another shell. It's a child of child of child, something like that.
Yeah, it's totally what I had.
Um,
Okay, so
so why don't you type 0?
yeah,
Yeah. Why don't you type one more 0?
Okay.
Yeah. And
0 is
selection
selection.
and 0 again,
0 again.
and then PS.
Yes. Yes.
So you can see the A.out executed. Why don't you? What is the option to show the only mine, but PS?
I don't remember it.
But anyway, so you can see the.
It's a share of the
You
share
can see
of
the
wrong-
process ID. Their pet child process child process child process child process.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
The
That is how it works.
5 shares
Okay.
around the same time. And I didn't use the system call. You just mentioned scan and access or something like that. I found some other way to access the files. That's my project code.
You don't have to show the
Yeah, I
project code.
just have a check. Okay. So firstly, I got an entry. Entry is a pointer. The pointer, yeah, the entry is a pointer that point to the direction, current direction, and it's read every single one, every single entrance in the current direction, and to check if the entrance is a file or a direction, that's a child direction, and then check if you have the execute permission for the current entrance. If they do so, print it out and store the name of the file in a string array. And finally, you put out the string array, you can know every single one in the file. And if you put a number, you read the subtitle of the array and execute it.
Do you have any other feature that implement?
No,
No?
I just did what I saw in the project
Okay.
one.
Okay. Any question? So, Seda? Any question? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Shravani, not here today.
On your PhD.
Ramsey? Ramsey? MC Krishna?
Okay. Oh, it's now And PS. Yes. And this is run in the trial process, and the parent will wait until the child is in. And P is dash F. Okay. And
I think it's an error. So why don't you clear?
I think you just not scroll all the way down.
Yes, type clear
yes.
again. Why don't you type clear again?
No, it didn't type. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, clear. And you can add any space. You can add any space here. It's all fine. Or in the middle, or in end, that's all fine. Okay, now that's ls-l. You can see there are many files in the document, but only 2 of them are executable. And you selection, and we can see 2. I use access to check if that is executable, if that is listed. And
So did you use the system code?
no, not yet. I just check the paste. And 0 is being returned to the main. And if you type like A or C, anything else, you have to type N. Or if you type any larger than the final one, it's also. And if you type 1, it will run that. And if you want to quit, use quit to. Okay. That's
So
all.
why don't you log in again?
Yes.
And then why don't you type the ls space minus AR
Minus.
minus AR minus L
Minus or
just
dash.
dash
Dash. Dash.
AL space and pipe.
Pipe.
Yes.
I doesn't suppose pipe.
Just to show us, pipe space GREP
Grep.
dot C
Dash C.
dot
Dot C.
enter. So, as an additional feature, yes, thank you. Any question?
Actually,
No.
how did your access code work? Because when I tried it, that didn't work either.
Sorry.
How did the code that you used for access to check the files, when I tried that didn't work?
That's my mistake. I didn't think. I just think we can use create to exist.
I don't get it. So what? You did what?
Yeah. I use create to exist
Mhm.
the UBIOS.
You mean the how to
Yeah,
exit the program?
No, the access. You
Access.
said use
His
access.
question is access. I think that is not the access that you are asking. That is the permission problem because he cannot handle the pipe. The pipe can be implemented. If probably the next semester it will be implementing the redirection or the pipe. So not using. You can have the actually trick it. Why don't you change the next? Yeah. So you can actually implement the pipe and redirection using the system call and the given data structure. You can create the pipe, then input the pipe from the first command and read the pipe from the next command, something like that. Okay. However, in this example, you can use the existing pipe function. Okay. There's a tricky as the there's a tricky way you can implement.
Well, I think that if you want to use pipe, you have to call the pipe function.
Yes, so
But-
that's what I'm asking.
But I tried it, but it's little different with the pipe in the.
Yeah, it's a different problem.
So I didn't do it.
So you are Vamsi, right?
No,
my name is
Virendra.
Virendra.
Yes.
Harini, so why don't you be ready? Okay, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, friends. First thing I want to tell you is last night, Saturday night, I got mugged up, so I lost my laptop, everything. And my friend Dinesh supported me. He gave his laptop to work again, and so now I'm able to represent this program here. And be careful while walking across the streets. That's my suggestion to you. Okay. So coming to my program. It displays like two built-in commands are there, which is the selection and exit. If we give selection, these are the two files, output files are available in my current folder, so that's why it's displaying. The ZZ is the current one which I'm executing, and the KK is which I have created one file to show in the demo.
Why don't you type the ls command?
Yeah.
ls.
Because it's not the command, because we need to give the numbers only here, because in the selection process we need to enter the numbers.
So you
1,
don't
2.
implement the ls or the
No,
other.
Yeah, I implemented that. So ls, it lists the things, all the files,
Mhm.
and process, all the process in the system, ps minus AL, and date, clear, then selection, it displays the files, output files only, and then if you press number 2, so just sample hello world program I written here, and you can use the one also,
Why don't you exit
exit.
and compile with why don't you, what is your source program?
In the sense,
So your source file.
yeah, source file is my name again.
So why don't you compile with I know, just compile with the GCC. Without -o option, just compile. Okay. Then ls. So you have a.out.
Yes.
So why don't you run a.out? // a.out. And selection. Type the selection. Okay, then execute the first one.
Again, you go inside that.
Yes. And one more time. One. Oh no. So only one time you can.
Yeah, one
run.
time you can.
And what about the PS? Okay. Thank you.
And,
Any other features you implement?
other features in the sense, like I use the gets function. When I use the gets function, it was showing like thing is that this shouldn't use the function, so I use the fgets. So there I felt a little bit difficult how to fetch that. And when I use the fgets, it takes 3 parameters, but what it considers the end line /n. So we need to omit that, or else you can't use the function.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you that. This small thing, this part. So what it does is, if you use the gets function, it returns the \0, that is the end of the character. Whereas this one, when you use the fgets, while reading, I use the fgets here, this part after this one here. So this fgets returns the new line character, so you need to omit that and then only you can use, or else it won't work. Any questions?
Any question or suggestion? Okay, thank you. And next, Harini. Okay. Let me check how many submissions. Yeah, why don't you go ahead? The last call, Sravani.
Thank you.
Sravani? You are Sravani? Okay. Where is the Harini? You are Harini. Okay. And Vamsi? No, not here. So you have the mini HTML. No? I don't have the regular HDMI. Is anyone who has the HDMI to the VGA? You start from the small task. You can narrow down such a problem like the project A and B. The main part is it's a very well known program like the FOCO and EXEC that we have done in the exercise. You can start from that. Okay. Then there might be additional problem like how to read the multiple input parameter and so on, and also there are different types of the EXEC. The function focus relatively easy, but the EXEC there are the different version of it's called the EXEC family. So you can test and research and test the different one. Once you can successfully create the child process, then move to the second thing is also you can use the system code. The main part of this project is whether you can when you learn the new program language. So there's no one who memorize or read all API, right? You don't have to even. Instead, any program language, those who are familiar with one program language, it's not a big deal to learn the other one, okay? So how can you get the syntax or some more information using API? It's the same thing. System core has 200. Among them, even the expertise on the Unix programming or system programming, they are using less than 20 or 30 system core only. Okay. The others are just simple the input and output function and the conditional statement. Like some of them are using the case, some of them are using if then else for loop. It doesn't matter. So as long as you can use it, some of them are using while loop, so keep reading until the exit or quit, something like that. So then sometimes you cannot solve the problem directly. Like for example, some of the students are struggling 1, 2, 3, 4 to get the permission, like for example, executable file. At that time, some of the students who demonstrate today, they use the redirect to the file, then read the file using the AWK. That can be the alternative way. Actually, what I ask you guys to implement is to find the system code. There's a system code to find the file permission using the access. Also, you can scan the current directory. So using this system code, actually the Unix programming, such as system programming, is very simple. Really, really simple. So if you get rid of the decoration or the interface, actually the main part is even several lines are enough. So that's the main thing. That's actually different from the other program, the application program that you are learning, in the program language class. Okay. I think we have the Unix programming class, right? So. Thanks to the Professor Abdar, so we have the Unix programming class. So if you are interested in more than this is just a taste of the Unix programming and system programming. So those who are interested in the system programming, then you can take such a course and think about the Perl program. The Perl language actually developed based on this one. So he was interested in is there any the script language to simplify administrative job. So then to add more functionality, it will be the shell script, Perl script. Okay. So I think you guys can demonstrate after the class. Okay? So unfortunately, I do not have the HDMI the cable, so cannot. So second project, which is not mandatory for the undergraduate student, but the second project, so I'm thinking the same, the opportunity for demonstration. So in your second project, it will be a little bit harder, I believe, because you need to access the file, then implement the file system. Okay? At that time, the graphical user interface will not be credit. You can implement the graphical user interface, but you will learn the fancy, nice graphical user interface in other class. So in this class, we only focus on the data structure. Designing is much more important in the second project. So those who fail or incomplete the first project, still you have a chance to work for the second project. Okay, so that is the implementing the portable file system. And I think that some of students failed to submit it. To be fair with the other students, I think I need to be fair with for my grading. So those who submit on time will be based on the 100, the maximum, then will be graded. Those who submit the lately will be the penalty. Okay. So, but still you have a chance to submit it. So do not give up. If you give up the first project, it will be the disaster for your final exam. So try. That doesn't mean you can copy and paste. In case I find any the copied submission, you can ask your friend to get help, but you cannot copy the source code. That doesn't make sense. I get the help from the other student, then when I see the code, it's the same thing. It's not very difficult to identify, even though you change it, just name of that. So whether or not this is implemented by yourself or not. So it's not a good idea to give your source code to other. It will be considered as the cheating also. So one of the most frequent answer is when I call to the cheating, I don't know what happened, but it's a solo. But at that time, it will be considered as a cheating. Okay, will be failed also. So it's not a good idea to give the source code. Instead, you can give the idea how to start, how to solve the problem. Okay. Also, for the resubmission, those who submit on time still have a chance to resubmit by addressing the problem. But I cannot give the 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Okay. But the GA will start to for grading, okay, and also those who do not demonstrate, why don't you? They don't have to. Those who demonstrate today, they don't have to. But those who do not demonstrate today, you can allocate the time during your office hour and demonstrate their program. Okay.
So, but I remember you said.
Those who submit on time still have a chance to revise and enhance your program. Then during the demonstration, you can show to the GA.
But that demonstration will be different.
That demonstration will not be compensated.
It will not be compensated.
Yeah, it's for your grading purpose. Okay? Yes?
If we resubmit, do we get like a late grade penalty?
Oh no. So if you already submit on time, then you may not get.
But
you will not get.
on Canvas, it's going to say when you do resubmit, it will say late.
So that means during you can bring the enhanced one to the during the demonstration. Okay, then GA will consider. That is a resubmission. Okay. Any other question? Okay, thanks so much. And from now on, you need to work hard for your midterm exam. Okay, and thank you. I will start today.